Night settles over the city. Daniel watches. The life he had spent years meticulously building, brick by brick, no longer felt like his. It felt like a beautifully constructed cage, designed by a younger version of himself who had long since disappeared. And the strangest, most unsettling part was this. Nothing had actually gone wrong. There was no crisis to navigate, no catastrophic failure to mourn, no single identifiable mistake he could point to and say, "There, that's where the path diverged." A milestone earned, yet questions linger. What comes next? From the outside, his life looked stable, predictable, enviably complete. He was the portrait of quiet achievement, a testament to the virtues of diligence and foresight. And that was exactly why he never questioned it. He had no reason to. Because when a decision works, when it delivers the expected results, you stop checking if it still should. The initial validation becomes a permanent seal of approval. Routines steady the hands. Thoughts drift further. He just didn't realize. Some decisions expire quietly. They don't announce their departure. They simply fade, leaving a void where their purpose used to be. Daniel was not impulsive. He was a planner, a strategist in his own life. He didn't chase risks. He didn't believe in sudden, dramatic change. He saw life as a structure to be built, not a current to be surrendered to. Doors open, hands meet, paths quietly realign. Friends admired his discipline, his unwavering focus, while others experimented, stumbled, failed, and restarted. Daniel stayed consistent. He was the anchor, the fixed point against which their chaotic lives were measured. Every year looked remarkably similar to the one before, a comforting echo. The same elevator ride, filled with the same polite nods. The same recycled conversations in the break room. Even the same lukewarm coffee cooling on his desk every morning. A silent monument to his unfinished thoughts. Paper gathers like weather. Priorities thin to essentials. The rewards came as scheduled. Promotion, new apartment with a better view, a higher salary that afforded more comforts he didn't have time to enjoy. Nothing spectacular, nothing that made his heart race, but nothing broken either. And in a world that felt increasingly fragile, not broken seemed like a victory. And slowly, insidiously, something dangerous happened. The choice stopped feeling like a decision he was actively making. It became his identity. He wasn't a man, a stable job. Silence carries more than noise tonight. The real defining decision didn't happen when he accepted the job offer all those years ago. It happened incrementally, in 1,000 quiet moments that nobody, not even he, noticed. It happened when a flicker of curiosity appeared, a thought about learning a new language or moving to a different city, and he gently pushed it aside as impractical. It happened when unexpected opportunities showed up, a friend's risky startup, a chance to travel for a year, and he postponed them indefinitely, filing them under a mental folder labeled "Someday." It happened every time that quiet inner voice asked, "Is this still what you want? Is this still who you are?" The sky hums. He listens without reply. Each time he chose continuity, not because it brought him joy, not because it sparked excitement, but simply because it was familiar. The known path, however dull, felt safer than any unknown territory. Without realizing it, he was no longer choosing his life. Saving is a promise to a future self. Psychologists have a name for this phenomenon, the sunk cost effect. It's a cognitive trap that convinces us to stick with something, not because it's the best path forward, but because of the investment we've already made. The more time, effort, and identity we pour into a decision, the harder it becomes to abandon it. We stay in the job, the relationship, the city, not because it's still right for us, but because leaving feels like admitting we were wrong. It feels like invalidating years of our own history, turning our sacrifices into waste. Face to face with the unspoken, he waits. It whispers insidious justifications. You've come this far. Think of everything you've put into this. It would be a waste to change now. So instead of reevaluating the present moment on its own terms, we find ourselves defending the past. We become lawyers for our former choices, arguing their case long after the verdict has changed. What Daniel didn't notice was that he had stopped imagining alternative versions of his future. The rich, branching possibilities of his youth had collapsed into a single, linear track. And when imagination disappears, when you can no longer envision a different way of being, staying feels like the only logical option. The change didn't arrive like a lightning strike. It didn't announce itself with a dramatic flourish. It arrived quietly, like dust settling in an unused room. Steps find a rhythm in the rain. Time loosens. Nothing collapsed on the outside. His world remained perfectly intact. But inside, the meaning had faded. The color had drained from his life, leaving only shades of gray. He noticed he had stopped talking about the future with any genuine excitement. He spoke only of schedules, deadlines, and obligations. Only routines. The days, once distinct, began to blend together into an indistinguishable blur of weeks, then months, then years. Until one question, a question he had been avoiding for a decade, finally broke through the noise. Focus narrows. Edges blur. For the first time in years, he didn't analyze the answer. He didn't justify it. He didn't debate it. He didn't delay it. The answer arrived instantly, with the force of a revelation. A pure, unvarnished truth. No. From height, the city breathes, unhurried. The initial decision wasn't foolish or naive. For the person he was then, it was practical, even wise. It had simply stopped being right. The contract he made with his younger self had expired. His own personal growth had quietly rewritten the rules of his life while he was busy following the old ones. A choice can be perfectly correct for one version of you, and completely wrong for the person you later become. This isn't failure, it's evolution. He wasn't trapped by his circumstances. He had the money, the freedom, the intelligence to change. Distance invites perspective. Certainty stays quiet. We imagine wrong decisions as spectacular, obvious mistakes. The failed business, the impulsive move, the clear error in judgment. But most people are not trapped by their bad choices. For now, standing is enough. Fade. And maybe, somewhere in your life, there is a decision still running on yesterday's version of you. A choice you are maintaining, not because you love it, but because you can't imagine letting it go. Because some choices don't fail loudly. They simply stop fitting. And the quietest revolutions often begin with a single honest question. Last choice. No way back.